All right. All right. All right. Just want to make sure everything's working. All right, guys. It's been a while since I done this for. Just pretty much just done a little bit of art. So pretty much that's what we're gonna do today. Okay. So so some of you guys know I just kind of been dabbling on a little bit of everything this past year. I'm one of those unfortunate people that got laid off earlier in February. So I've been just kind of getting heavy into the content creation. And one of the things that I want to do is pretty much just kind of go back into the Twitch and doing a little bit of live art. I still haven't figured out quite a schedule that works for me. So keep in mind that I am still trying to figure out my schedule because I am a 40-some-year-old woman who has to kind of have adult. So one of the things that I want to do today, it's going to be a little short series, is that I want to create icons for me and my gamer friends. So I started with the traditional, just like pen and pencil, and then I went ahead and sketched some doodles, and I want to go ahead and refine them. Let me know if you guys can hear. Hold on. I have a little bit of music playing in the background. Gonna be very faint. So a lot of this music you'll be hearing in the background is stuff that I've been creating using Sono. So it's pretty much, I no longer have to worry about trying to find a third party. So if you hear the music in the background, let me know if you like it. If you don't like it, I'm trying to keep the volume down so it's not overwhelming or overbearing. But I will be playing that in the background just to kind of give me something to listen to myself. Now, I will apologize. I do have a little bit of a cold. I have been fighting this since the weekend before Christmas. And I'm not alone. Almost everybody here in Texas is like crazy sick. So it's going across. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, I apologize if I'm a little rusty. I do a lot of drawing, but a lot of it is more graphic design based. I am using my Cintiq Intuos 2. I've had this bad boy for a long time. It still works. So here's pretty much my sketch of my friend Josh. He likes foxes and he likes guitars and he has this like epic mustache, so that's why the character's drawn like this. So I kind of want to go with like a what's called an Ed and Eddie kind of rough style mixed with a little bit of gumball mixed with like digital circus. So everybody's gonna have a very unique look to themselves that is reflective of like their personality. So it's gonna be kind of like an in-game avatar. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna switch this to multiply, and then I'm gonna drop the opacity to like, let's make it, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and lock that up, create a new layer. And what I'm gonna start doing is by doing line cleanup. Okay. You must forgive me, guys. I just got a brand new, excuse me. One of the things that I did over the holiday is that I saved up my monies and I updated my computer. So this is me also testing the capability of the new system that I put together with my friends. I was in desperate need of a new updated. All right, I'm going to use the dry medium. Now I will have to say I normally try to draw in what's it called? Clip art. Is it clip art? What is it? What's the other one that I use? Clip Studio. Mostly because I feel like Adobe has kind of gotten away from, like, they're trying to do so much that it's kind of hard to manage the new tools. At least in my opinion. Okay. Like I said, this is just me just kind of chilling, trying to get back into my roots a little bit. I am overdue for drawing, and if you know anything about artists, drawing is like a cigarette. When you don't do it for a while, you start getting kind of grumpy, and you have to let that outlet out somehow. So, even though I've been creating a lot of content, some of the content that I've been creating is none of it is for me. And what it is fun, what I'm working on is fun. There's a difference when you're doing fun for somebody else versus fun for yourself, where you got more of a creative license. Okay. Maybe this pen is not what I want. Let me do the pressure sensitivity. Oops, right here. There we go. Welcome to the Weather Channel. And the fox is kind of clever. My friend Josh, he's a very clever guy in his own way. He'll tell you he's got all the tism, but the tism that he has is very impressive. He knows his job very well. He knows about guitars. And while at times I'll be honest, I kind of don't understand what he's talking about a little bit. I do my best to how do you say, do a little research so that way next time I do talk to him I can understand a little better what he's talking about. But he's a very engineer kind of guy. So super good friend, very good person to play with. And he's my unofficial babysitter. Okay. So we'll see. Okay. And there's a character, there's a show called Hero, it's called Seven. And I believe it's a Chinese anime kind of deal. And they have this character that's like a depressed cat. And I kind of wanted to have also that energy. Not because he's depressed. I just kind of like that style for this character. You see, Strum. Yeah, that looks kind of weird. Holding a pick. There we go. Pick. There we go. That's a little better. I had to think about that for a moment. Brain turning into pudding. Then I have to go back and fix those hands. Yeah, he's gonna see my janky ass guitar. He's gonna laugh. I should know what guitar looks like. I used to play guitar, but it's been a while. But you guys might like a little bossa nova. Again, a lot of these songs are kind of right for myself, for my streams. Mostly because I want a specific feel, and I just can't find it through library. So I just got into the habit of kind of making stuff that works for me and my streams. Okay. Let's fix those feet Before this, he had broken feet, so let's go ahead and fix that up. And this is supposed to be just a little quick, goofy cartoon. And of course, I need to get his, say I need his tail. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a closer look. That's not too bad. However, I do want to fix his leg here. I'll go ahead and use the mouse for this. Hmm. Man, am I rusty. Or Alright. And right now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to give it like a bold look to some of these features. A bit more of that cartoony. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off the line art. That's not too bad. So a couple places I need to work on. Right here. Mm. And then what I'm going to do right here. Some people, when they play, they have like their fingers, like they stand out. And so fox is going to have some little bit of a claw there. Again, I'm just having fun, guys. It's not nothing too serious. Hmm. All right. So that's actually not too bad. I gotta do a little more cleanup right here. And again, I apologize for the cough, guys. Everybody here in Texas is just sick as a dog. All right. So let's borrow a picture of a fox. Okay. So I am going to start by selecting. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Inverse selection. There we go. So now I have a nice solid color to start with. It over here, and I'm going to punch out some of these tones. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some of the color. So foxes tend to have like a orangey brownish tone, but I want him to be kind of cartoonish, so his is going to be a little bit more fiery. There we go. That is, to me, it seems like a lot, but it's okay. It's gonna make sense here. Okay, and then foxes. All right. And there we go. So we got that. And instead of doing, let me see. Up. And I feel a little rusty. Oh. Okay. And then I need to pick a darker tone. Not quite black. But you want to keep it within the same family. Maybe this is a little too dark. So let me try something a little lighter. There we go. There we go. So that way he's got like the darker tones, but it doesn't get drowned or gets lost on doesn't get lost with the line art. Mm-hmm. There we go. And if you guys ever want to listen to any of the songs that have been created, just to go to Chaos Music, and you can see, like I said, it's I just started the channel, so there's not a lot going, like not a lot of like followers yet, but that's okay because I'm still in my experimental phase. So I do have some big plans for the channel. I've been learning how to make music videos, so I'll be making more stuff with that and doing more of my creative side for the year 2026. Okay. There we go. So we get that right there. Okay, for his nose. Hmm. Don't want to do the same brown, but I might have to go just a hair darker. Because normally foxes have like black noses, but in his case, like I said, I don't want to make that too dark. There you go, and we'll do that instead. Get rid of that line art right there. Okay. Okay, so I have a lot of oranges, so the complementary color of orange, I believe, is purple. If I remember correctly. You said I remember correctly. Yep, purple and orange consider near complementary or analogous. Okay. So, boop, doop, doop. So let's use a grayish purple. Okay, so it's been a while. Let me see. Let me see if I remember. I gotta be honest. I normally just talk to my friends. I don't see him a lot in person. So I'm like, what kind of clothes does he wear? Okay, I see some reds. Okay, some dark blues. See some grays. Okay. So I see red. So red seems to be a common theme. So I'm gonna go with some red tones. Okay. I don't know if red's his favorite color, but I have a feeling I'm gonna find out. Okay. And it's actually kind of okay because it goes with that so I'm gonna use this grayish purple for the pants. Oop. Oop. That actually kind of works out. All right, that's not looking too bad. Okay, this is supposed to be fun. Okay, so the guitar. God, what color make the guitar? It does have several classic guitars. God, he showed me all of them. The only one I keep remembering is the clear one that he got recently. Give me 1 second. Making sure nobody's dying on my chat. Okay, cool. I always check. I get nervous when I get phone calls and I just don't answer them sometimes. Not because I don't want to, it's just I just don't have the bandwidth at the moment. And I make sure that I'm available. But sometimes I'm just not available. So how about this? Instead of drawing the streaks, I just imply them with color. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I now have the flat tones, but I still need something for the guitar. Maybe I just keep a white guitar. That works. Don't mind the neck as I make it gray. This is just for visual purposes. Now my boy here, he's a big man of faith, so I need to draw something I think is important. Every person's got their thing. And faith is very important to him. So I'm just gonna put a little cross there. And there we go. That's a pretty crummy cross that I drew there. There we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and add a little more to this. This is not bad, but I want to add some tones and some light and shadow. Go ahead and clean up some of this light a little bit, some of this line art. Okay. And the other thing that I can do is that instead of using the dark tone, I can use a dark orange. So let me duplicate the line art. And I simply just select the line art here, select a darker orange. Some of the line art looks like it stands out a little bit. That doesn't work there. That's fine. There we go. There we go. See, and it makes the line art stand out a little bit. For the glasses, as far as I'm tracking his glasses, and they're not red, but I think it fits for this design. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, his family made us a really delicious German. I couldn't even tell you what's it called, but it's like a German fruitcake. It was really good. We still got a little bit of it left. Excuse me. Okay. Really digging that. Really dig it. Okay, I do want to pick something right here for the liner. And again, guys, I apologize for all the sniffles. It is... oh, come on. Yes, yes, yes. It's too light. I need something a little darker. And color line art is something that you don't see a lot anymore on like if it's a still illustration, yes, but when it comes to like animation, you don't see it as much anymore. Mostly because it's an extra cost. Okay. There we go. Looks pretty good to me. Okay. Up. Alright, that's not too bad. I dig it, I dig it. Oh, I forgot to add... Let me go to my swatches. Doop, doop, doop. And add that right here. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, I like that. Alright, now let's go ahead and give it a little bit more volume. Some minor cleanups right here on the hands. There we go. Alright, I dig it. And then he also has a pick right here in his hands. It's kind of hard to see. We're going to exit that with the red tone. Alright, I need to take a cough drop. I'm trying really hard not to cough on camera, but bro, sometimes life happens. Okay, so we're almost done here. A little faster than anticipated. I'm glad I still got my speed. Okay, the next thing I want to do is select my entire body. I'm going to fill that up. Then I'm going to do I'm going to drop the opacity to 30%. And I'm going to turn off this temporarily. And for me, my light source is coming from here. This is for my point of reference. It's going to be in front of him. So light source is going to be in front of him in that direction. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and erase what I do not need. And everybody has a different way to do the lighting. This is the way that I like to do my lighting. I like to use the positive and negative method. Got his super shiny mustache. Okay, this is a flat surface, so that pretty much gets mostly highlights. And I can't go too crazy with these because, you remember, it's a 2D character. I'm trying to keep him kind of simplified. All right. And I personally like to use blue, mostly because it kind of gives the illusion of a natural light. But that's just my opinion. Okay, the light is in front of him, so this is gonna get highlights. And it's just a lot of figuring it out. Boop, 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 boop. And the best part is if I mess it up, not a big deal. If we can go back in. There we go. And there's going to be a little bit, mostly this is going to be in shadow. You're going to have a little bit of that rim light. Okay, so let's see what happens when you turn the light on. See? There's some nice shadows on there. And they're not overbearing. Do, 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 do. Okay, so maybe here, instead of having the highlights there, it's simply just implied with blue. And this is the good thing about digital. You can kind of just go back and forth. Hmm. Hmm. So I'm just going to give it a drop shade instead. Trying to check the time. Gotta get dinner ready. Right now I'm just kind of looking. And shading's something that takes a while. Even I, once in a while, I overthink it. See, like that's a little too harsh, but I also got to keep in mind that I have him on this blue. So if I go ahead and I change him to a white backdrop, I'm gonna make sure I look at it that way. Maybe I could drop it to, instead of 30%, 20%. Okay. Sometimes you don't even need that much shading. You could just kind of simplify a little bit more. Like this right here, I might be able to get away without having this here. All I need is the shadow here. I'm just trying to simplify this. Yes, some jazz. This is NPR, and you're listening to Random Nonsense. Okay, let's go ahead and add some highlights to him. So right now I'm doing this like a duotone. I'm doing a 3-tone. And everybody's different. I like to use the 3-tone. I'm gonna get rid of, actually, let me hold on to that. Highlight. And I am going to use a white tone. Then I am going to use, let's see if overlay works. And sometimes if the highlights work best, I can tone back on the shadows. Yeah, I kind of like that a little bit better. So I can probably pull back on some of the shadows. He's got that shiny mustache. I said this is some of my favorite thing to do. I like to draw my friends. I'm really careful with the friends that I draw because I do have some friends that are very subconscious of their appearance. So the friends that I do draw, I know they can handle it. Go ahead and clean this line up a little bit here. Oh, that's right. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Didn't mean to be gross there. My bad. Okay. I kind of like that. I really do like that. It's pretty nice. Okay, and let me see. Where else can I add some highlights? Maybe here. I'm gonna go ahead and fill that up. There we go. Okay, so the glasses, what I'm gonna have to do is create an overlay and simply use something else, maybe something a little lighter. Oh, just to go over. Alright, that's not too bad. Glasses overlay. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get rid of this. Okay, so the next thing I want to figure out is, okay, so we've seen how it looks like in blue. So I always like to check the blue because if there's any, I miss any like coloring, it sticks out like a sore thumb. With the darker blue or the lighter blue, so that's why I used that to make sure I did not leave any gaps. And then, so that's what he looks like on white, but what does he look like on black? On Bibbit. There we go. And this is what I'm looking at. You see those rough edges there? That's what I'm looking for. I want to make sure. So this goes back to the fill. When you fill it up, it kind of creates this little like rim around the corner, which is fine. I'm going to select this. I'm going to select, modify, contract. I'm going to contract by 1 pixel. And then Control Shift I. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And that gets rid of that nice, rim of light that I have on there. However, there's still a few spots. It needs a little bit of cleanup. Okay. And some of it you simply have to go in with the eraser tool and follow along. That there. Clean it up a little bit there. Oops, excuse me. Again, I'm not trying to be rude. And it's really faint, but you could see it. Oh. There we go. Alright, so all in all, I really like this. This came out pretty funny. Came out pretty nice. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to grab all these elements here. I want to group them, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate them. And I'm going to leave the raw. I always like to be able to go backwards, just in case if I mess up, I can always go back to it and then change it. And I want to create a kind of like a Looney Tunes button. A merge E, so this way is one solid shape. Control A, and center him a little bit. And then I'm going to do a marquee. But this is a problem that I've been having. There's something wrong with my mouse where it doesn't click quite well, and it's been causing me some heartburn recently. A shape. O for shape. Unless they changed the shortcut. Change the shortcut? Oh no, it's you. My bad. And then I'm probably gonna pick something that stands out. What's that? Oh, I gotta go to the properties. My bad. Properties. That way they changed this a little bit how you change the colors. Apps. Two presets. Paragraph. Here's the properties. There we go. Hey, let me see if I can make the stroke thicker. Okay. Can I not change stroke size? Yeah. Owners. Internal. Okay. Then maybe the stroke. Let's try this, but instead of that specific red. Specific. A little darker. Want the stroke to be this color. Okay, so this position there. And then what I want to do is that I'm gonna head over here. I'm gonna mask it, but then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show this. What? Get bigger. I'm gonna increase it. Like get his ears back. And with the feet, make it look like he is inside the bubble. And there we go. So that I think looks pretty dope. I would like to add maybe something because he likes foxes, so maybe add something like a human on his shirt. That's the only thing that I was kind of trying to figure out. Maybe right here I just put something like a little sticker Great. Little human sticker. It'd be something like really mundane. It's just like a dude holding a beer. Just like a human in his natural habitat. Okay, there we go. So instead of being foxes, we'll be humans. The good part is he's in his own lair. Oh, my bad. That's a jingle for somebody else. Let me see. That's Man, how far down did I go in these jingles? Okay, there we go. There we go. Come on, baby. It is being difficult. Come on. Ugh. Okay. Did you freeze? What? I make sure I'm not accidentally clicking on something. Come on, baby. Sometimes the new Photoshop can get like really stupid. They added so much to it that it like the software almost breaks. If that makes any sense? Come on. Now it's stuck again. Come on, come on. Is it me? Is it the software? Come on, close please. It gets kind of dumb sometimes. Yeah. Oh, did I call it all in the same layer? Dumb. Maybe a little too pink. It's kind of hard to get a good flesh tone. Okay. Let's go ahead and go with like a. Oh, excuse me. There we go. That actually makes it funnier because he likes foxes. Imagine being a fox that loves humans. So with that, guys, I really like how this turned out. I have no room to complain. It's fun, it's bright, it's kitschy, and I think my friend will really like it. Anyway, guys, I'll go ahead and I have a few more of these that I have to do. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get pretty much draw all of them live stream. So and then, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out my schedule. That seems to be the hardest thing for me right now. Just trying to get that constant schedule for me to stream because my life is my life is can be hectic sometimes. So, but I am still creating content. It's just harder for me to have a fixed time. That's pretty much it. But anyway, guys, with that, I appreciate you guys joining me. This has been really fun. Thank you for joining me, listening to my tunes. I personally like making my own music or listen to other people's music, so that way it's just ambient music for me to create. But with that, guys, I appreciate you guys. Y'all take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.